Hello, Atul. I have done a little bit more research on your competitors here. Thank you for sending a very comprehensive list on all of the direct competitors that you have. I've looked through all of the different websites and marketing strategies to a certain degree, at least on each one. And I came up with the best possible strategy moving forward until 2015 here. And that's going to mostly involve just getting your website up to par. I feel that the marketing you could do in the meantime would be fairly unfruitful until you have some of these basic elements in play to such as sell your service by a sales copy or sales page. So with that said, I think I agree with your assessment on WizIQ doing well, and my basic thoughts are they are the only ones that have anything that looks somewhat appealing to somebody who wants to make the switch that hasn't gotten a direct referral. And the reason for that is the fact that on their homepage they aren't focusing on, like the rest, trying to sell the user. They're trying to focus on what appears like their existing traffic coming to their site looking for their information, guiding them to their intended place of destination. And that actually shows anybody you want to use your platform that you're serious about building a user base, and you also have one. So, and that's what they're looking for. They don't care how it really works. All they care is that you're going to be able to make the money. Really, in the end, it's not doing it as a charity, and we don't want the people that are doing it as a charity, right? So, even though we don't care about the people coming in, we have to look like we care about people coming in, or the platform isn't attractive to the people we want coming in. And so, as mentioned, we want to focus on probably the types of things where you can do a screen share and teach people, because that's the most effective way to do so through video, right? And in that, want to focus on some of the web technologies. Certainly, one of the things that stood out to me here is that I know that's going to work well for them, obviously so, because I've done some research, put it on their homepage, is Hadoop. Hadoop is a big data platform that, if you know how to use Hadoop, you can make $200,000 a year US easily, because there's such high demand, so little amount of people that know how to do this. And it's high in demand information because it's so new. So that we need people with cutting edge information to want to ultimately be on our platform, because that's what's going to build the most demand for our site in the long run. And but more so than this, let's say if we click on this, they have a nice sales page developed for this, so that anybody who finds this from the search engines, or even if somebody found it from a paid ad, are likely to convert. I mean, it's not a cheap price, $249. Obviously, they probably sell quite a few of these, and obviously so the ROI on it is astronomical for the value that's offered. So we want high value information on our site and focus on that, I would think, not just anything that's going to be where people are going to be cheap. Even if this information is free, available online, people want the best information because time is money, right? So and these are people who probably already make $50 or $100 an hour as a software consultant anyway. So $249 to know they can quickly get the information is nothing. But apart from having the technology to host videos, it's very important that we have a nice sales page for the customers. That's, I think, probably more important than anything. I mean, we're offering them a way to make money, not a way to just host videos, because they have that on YouTube already. So yes, YouTube doesn't have the pay for play option, but if that's the only reason or the only selling point or value proposition we have, I think it's a very weak one. We need to sell the fact that we know marketing, because it's marketing that's going to get them the people willing to pay, right? And we have to appear that we are competent there. So in addition to the homepage, we need a nice sales page for the user. They can ultimately promote and then get to people to convert at a high rate. And ultimately, if our sales page appears or if we can explain that our sales page will convert at a higher rate versus what they're already using, they'll switch for that alone. So and then ultimately, having the SEO on the sales page, having that set up correctly, we will rank, and because people will share links to that content, and we win. So with that said, ultimately to define good prospects to pitch on this service. Once our new pages are up, we want to go ahead and use the tool that I have, or you can do it manually. The tool that I have, very simply on YouTube, yes, it can be used to auto message people 100 at a time or so, or hundreds at a time. But what I do here was just type in, let's say, Hadoop tutorial, find the social users that have channels that are dedicated to teaching this and maybe other related or closely related topics, and go ahead and search them in YouTube. Find a good candidate. Right, here's a good candidate. For example, you can see this very visually that this promoter or teacher has a very large audience. What we want to do is be able to get a link from their channel homepage to our platform, because it's going to drive traffic to our site and build the authority of our site up. We get a few hundred people doing that, your site's going to do very, very well. Just from all the authority built up, and then our sales pages for the actual coursework will rank, and it just builds on itself. So, but with that said, why would somebody want our platform? Well, they have a link here. It's obvious they're trying to promote their site and then use that at the overflow to promote his business. Well, his site, yes, he's from India and probably don't have access to too well of web designers, and I'm not trying to be prejudiced or anything, but the page is not good. So our value proposition again in this case is we have something that will convert, and so if you just make the switch, you're going to start making money right away. But so we would just email them direct through my tool. There's an option. You can just put in the user's name and go a message right to their Gmail account saying, hey, we have a platform available. We want to make it as least threatening as we can. I don't really agree with the fact that you only have for the platform that you want to sell at $99 a month, no trial. So, and in the SaaS world, you got to have trials. That's just how it works. Unless you're already known, the value's already there, people know what it is, they need a trial. So we'll message them, say, hey, what we want to ideally do here, even though it's not absolutely mandatory, is build out a few thousand of these pages using a script via a list of keywords, and have this page ready to go. So when we email this guy, we can say, hey, we got a Hadoop training course available on our site via our directory. Would you like to be our sponsor? We'll take what videos that you have, put them on our site. Then you can promote that from your YouTube channel. We guarantee, as with the success from our other promoters, that this works. And if we show you that it does work, then feel free to continue. If not, no harm, no foul. Ultimately, then it's our job to make sure they have some level of success with it. If they have the link here and they have 7,500 subscribers, yes, they're going to get some success because they're going to make sure they do succeed. All they needed was a good sales page, and we're going to provide it. And then as a part of that process, we get shares, we get links, we then end up ranking in Google. You do a search for Hadoop online training course. Guess what? I know that's spelled wrong. Sorry about that. They rank on the first page. Then if we get on the first page, we show Google that we have provided good user experience. We jump in the ranks, and we get eventually good ranks for thousands of terms. Your site's going to do tremendously well. So we need to have our ducks in a row ahead of time with our design so that it looks attractive to the users who we want to pitch. Then we need to go out and pitch maybe 100 of these guys a day. We can use data entry people to initially, generate the leads, and then a high-powered salesperson once they respond favorably to close, and then making sure we're following up so that free users become paid users. And if one important thing here is that I really like to mention is we can build value past them actually having a good sales page. We can also market their page. So in this case, just take a look. $249. I can tell you right now that if they pay, this WesIQ pay-per-click this page for Hadoop training, online training courses, Hadoop, this will convert at or less than 249 per conversion. So we focus on high value niches. We can say, hey, what's invest? And then, I don't know if it is an option where you can, if you do get to people that willing to pay 10%, you promote the course, you take, some chunk of what you get paid and you dump a little bit into pay-per-click. So even if you do, or it's $99, if we can find clicks for, 80 cents or something like that, or 70 cents, and we get a conversion, even one conversion out of it, and show them that they can make money. It's all it takes is one. They're going to get excited and they're going to continue to use the platform. It's just a way to hook people and reduce your churn rate. Your churn rate is going to be the main driver of whether or not your program is successful. You got to have low churn rate, so people do recommend your service to others, and that these people will know people certainly that will use it. You just need to make sure they're well served. And so in conjunction with that, we have the organic rankings and everything else is right. So you need a solid foundation. This is what I feel is the best way to do it. And ultimately, if you need help with the process of setting up the sales, lead generation sales process, I'm very skilled in sales too. Besides just marketing, I do marketing and sales. And I can guide you with that. But until 2015, really just need to get a homepage set up. We need to get a sales page set up. And if we have time, generate these sales pages for the different niches so that when we reach out, we have what it looks like, a visual way to show them exactly what they're getting. So they just have to say, hey, yes, I want that, instead of having to invent or imagine what they're getting, and potentially having a way to quickly migrate them over without them having to think or have too hard or make effort towards it. So that's everything. If you have any questions, let me know. Design and planning on this page alone is going to take some time, so sooner the better. Thank you.